Hi, it's Hololina UR presentation. Welcome. In today's presentation I will discuss the 3 ways quantum physics affects your daily life. Quantum physics is arguably the greatest intellectual triumph in the history of human civilization. Quantum physics is all around us. The universe as we know it runs on quantum rules, and while the classical physics that emerges when you apply quantum physics to enormously huge numbers of particles seem very different, there are lots of familiar, everyday phenomena that owe their existence to quantum effects. Here are a few examples of things you probably run into in your everyday life without realizing that they're quantum. Toasters. The red glow of a heating element as you toast a slice of bread or a bagel is a very familiar sight for most of us. The color of light emitted by a hot object is an example of the sort of simple, universal phenomenon that's no matter what an object is made of, if it can survive being heated to a given temperature, the spectrum of light it emits is exactly the same as for any other substance. That sort of universal behavior drew in a lot of really bright physicists in the late 1800s, but none were able to crack the problem. Fluorescent lights. Old-school incandescent light bulbs make light by getting a piece of wire hot enough to emit a bright white glow, which makes them quantum in the same way that a toaster is. If you have fluorescent bulbs around, either the long tubes or the newer twisty CFL bulbs, you're getting light from another revolutionary quantum process. Physicists in the 1800 noticed that every element in the periodic table has a unique spectrum. If you get a vapor of atoms hot, they emit light at a smallish number of discrete frequencies, with a different pattern for every element. In fluorescent lighting there's a little bit of mercury vapor that's excited into a plasma. Mercury happens to emit light at frequencies that mostly fall in the visible spectrum in a way that can fool our eyes into thinking the light looks white. If you look at a fluorescent bulb through a cheap diffraction grating like you'll find in novelty glasses, you'll see a few distinct colored images of the bulb, where an incandescent bulb gives a continuous rainbow smear. So, anytime you use fluorescent lights to light your home or office, you have quantum physics to thank for it. Computers. While Bohr's quantum model was undeniably useful, it didn't initially come with a physical reason as to why there should be special states for electrons within atoms. That didn't come for almost 10 years, but once the idea got locked it turned out to be the basis for the most transformative technological revolution of the last century. The radical idea that provided a physical basis for Bohr's special energy states came from Louis de Broglie, a French Ph.D. student from an aristocratic family. He suggested that just as Planck and Einstein had introduced a particle-like nature for light waves, where a beam of light can be thought of as a stream of light quanta each carrying 1 unit of energy for that frequency, there might be a corresponding wave-like behavior for particles like electrons. If you give electrons a wavelength that depends on their momentum, you find that there are standing wave orbits where the electron wave completes an integer number of oscillations as it goes around the nucleus, and these have exactly the right energies to be Bohr's special states in hydrogen. Every time you turn on your computer, you're exploiting the wave nature of electrons, and the unprecedented control of materials that allows. It may not be the sexy kind of quantum computer, but every modern computer needs quantum physics to work properly. These are just a few of the ways that quantum physics shows up in the course of your everyday life. If you'd like to see these discussed in much more detail, along with several other topics that I may return to in later posts, you should check out this new book, Breakfast with Einstein, by Chad Orzel, available now. That's it for presentation, so long, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. See you next time.